Peace and light to everybody out there. It's your boy Perusalem. You know, I want to bring some understanding that I put out a while back ago, but what happened was I had got a later interpretation of everything that the Most High was showing unto me. So I would like to regenerate that which the Most High gave unto me and bring it into a farther more understanding so people can grasp hold of the full meaning of everything what I have put forth in time past. All right, so let's get into it. We're dealing with trees of righteousness. So I would like to say, whoever haven't caught this drop right here called the Bible study of trees of righteousness, this is about a brother teach me to be preaching, my bro. Shout out to my bro for pushing the way and for pushing heavy and not giving up, man. And stay encouraged, my bro. Let's get into it. So we're dealing with the trees of righteousness. So go catch this drop right here. If you haven't catch this drop, I would advise you to go catch this drop. Alright, so I like to say all praise be to the Most High. Alright, so coming over here, this is what we're going to be using. We're going to be using the Hebrew letters. We got the pronunciation, and we also got the grammatica. Alright, so down here you got each meaning to each Hebrew letter. So this is what we're going to be using. And what we're going to break down is trees of righteousness as seen in Isaiah chapter 61 verse 3. And this is what the Most High say, that we will be called the trees of righteousness. Alright, so we can go over here to Isaiah chapter 61 verse 3. I say, to appoint unto them that mourn in Zion, to give unto them beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness, that they may be called trees of righteousness. And this right here is the planning of the Lord, that he may be glorified. All right, so whatever you about to see through this mystery understanding that the Most High appointed, this is what the Most High is calling you for, to do his duty, his will, so he may be glorified. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. So coming back over here, we dealing with the word ayal, which means trees. All right, so the first letter of that Hebrew word is ah, which means the strength. All right, and the next one is yah, which means that work. Then la, which means rod or staff, which equals the law. So we got the strength that work the law. So when the Most High call us trees, he calling us the strength that work the law. Now, was we given this power of our own authority? No, the Most High gave us the power or the strength to work his law. So this is his will, so he can be what? Glorified. Coming down here to the next tazadak, which means righteousness. Tazah means that desire. Da equals the pathway. Qua equals of eternal. So basically this is them that desire the pathway of eternal. Okay, this is why you is given the strength to work the law. It is because you desire the pathway of eternal. Okay, so this is why the Most High is doing this. He is raising you up to be priest, and we could go validate that inside the book of Isaiah 61. So coming over here to the book of Isaiah chapter 61, starting at verse 6, it say, but ye should be named the priests of the Lord. Men shall call you ministers of our God. So this is concerning the trees of righteousness. So these trees of righteousness will be called the priests of the Lord. By these priests being the trees of righteousness, that means that what? That they are the strength that work the law, that desire the pathway of eternal. Okay, so this was the first part that the Most High really instructed me to break down after watching my bro teach me to be priestly video. So we're going to go into the next part that the Most High instructed me to break down using the Hebrew language, and that would be the book of Psalms, chapter 92, verse 12. Let's go ahead and hop into it. So hopping over here to the book of Psalms, chapter 92, we're going to start from verse 12. And it says right here in verse 12, the righteous shall flourish like a palm tree. He shall grow like a cedar in Lebanon. So now I'm going to hop into this and give you the parables and the meaning behind each Hebrew letter as I did with the trees of righteousness. So coming over here to the next part, jumping over here, and we're going to deal with the first word, righteous. And the Hebrew word is tazah yadwak. Alright, so dealing with the first letter of that word, which is the tazah, meaning them who desire. Then we got the yah, to work and do deeds. Then we got da, in the pathway, qua, of the eternal. So the righteous are them who desire to work and do deeds in the pathway of the eternal. So the next word we got is flourish, and the Hebrew word for flourish is parak. Alright, so we got the pa, meaning they should speak the words. Then we got ra, of the head of man. Then we got cha, that separate or set apart. When you put all this together, it's basically saying they shall speak the words of the head of man that set apart. Alright, so the next word is palm tree, and the Hebrew word for palm tree is tamar. And we got the tha, which means like his covenant. Ma, that's mighty. Ra, the first. As you can see, I got this in 1, 2, 3 order. So when you break that all down, it's basically saying like the first mighty covenant, which equals the Garden of Eden. So the set apart covenant, that the words that they would be speaking of is the Garden of Eden. So the next word is grow, and the Hebrew word for grow is shagar. Alright, so we got the sha, meaning the sharp, ga, walk, and we got ha, which meaning he or they shall reveal. When you put all that together, it's basically saying they shall reveal the sharp walk. Alright, so the next word is cedar. And the Hebrew word for cedar is arez. We got the ah, meaning like the power, ra, of the head of man, za, that nourish. So like the power of the head of man that nourish. In Lebanon, meaning in pureness and whiteness. So we have this whole breakdown, and I'm going to read it all together. Alright, so we got them who desire to do the works and the deeds in the pathway of the eternal shall speak the words of the head of man that set apart like the first mighty covenant, which is the Garden of Eden. They shall reveal the sharp walk like the power of the head of man that nourish in pureness and whiteness. The power that will nourish in pureness and whiteness is the law. Alright, so that's why the Most High gave the priests or the trees of righteousness the strength to work the law, so they can nourish and minister unto the children of Israel the laws of life, so that they may become pure and white. So I would like to say, for those who have came across the understanding of the Most High looking at us as being trees of righteousness, it is because the Most High implanted that in you, that you may become his priest or his planting. Even those who have been feeling that Levitical presence amongst themselves, the Most High have put that Levitical presence in you that you may become his priest or his planting. Alright. Okay, so even those who have came across the understanding of the Essenes or the Ammonites or the Nazarites, the Most High led you into them paths. Alright, so understand that these are signs that you are his planting, that through you he may be glorified, and in due time he's going to use you to set up counsel. So be on the lookout for part 2, trees of righteousness and the counsel of the community. Shalom, much ahab, peace and blessing, and all praise to the Most High once again.